Today's video comes from a subscriber's question, and this focuses on the feet today. We know the feet are our first point of stability. It's our foundation, and so when they're not happy, definitely it's going to affect the rest of our body, our brain, our functionality. And so this question is about sleeping. So if you have cramps at night with your feet spasming in the middle of the night and it's excruciating, you are not alone. This subscriber has described this as the most debilitating thing, where their toes look like they are cramping and they can't do anything to stop it. So I have right off, one of the things that we want to look at is finding out what might be causing it. We're always going to look for root causes, but let's just look at the surface area. So right off, if you're sleeping with covers that are heavy and that are making your feet be pointed, you want to remove the covers. If your feet are cold, wear socks, but softer, or socks that are breathable. You want natural fibers on your feet, and you want them to be loose fitting. Definitely do not wear socks that are super tight, that cut off circulation. But one of the things that happens is when we are sleeping and we have covers over our feet, if we sleep on our backs, then that's going to have our foot in a constant point. So we want to have our foot in neutral position, and throughout the time that we're sleeping, ideally the feet stay in neutral and not cramping. So if they're constantly pointed, that is going to cause that muscle along from the calf all the way down into the toes, all of those muscles to definitely get tighter, and oftentimes they will start to spasm because they're working. It's almost like they're in a constant flexion there. So right off, I would start with that. Make sure the covers are not pulling your feet down, so your feet are not constantly having to resist that pull down. It's almost like you're loading all night long that muscle. So get that off so that the feet can stay relaxed and neutral. And then from there, what you want to look for, so if the next thing, if that doesn't 100% eliminate it, we need to look for what's going on. In spasms, we're going to look for, it's often a mineral deficiency. And so we look at nutrition. Right off, the most prolific for our bodies is magnesium, calciums. Those, because we're a carbon engine, we need to have minerals. And in our American diet, where we are eating so much processed foods loaded with sugar, that actually depletes our magnesium stores, our calcium stores. It really annihilates the nutrition in our body. So instead of even, we think we're getting something from our food, when we're eating something that's devoid of nutrition, it's actually going to require your body to give of itself. That's going to come from your bones. That's going to come from your joints and your ligaments and your organs. And so we want to make sure we're eating foods that are nourishing our body and not creating a deficit. So right off, I would get rid of the sugars, right? Just get rid of processed sugars, the sweets, things like that. Fruits, totally different subject, right? This is, if you're eating a whole fruit, fantastic. But you want to make sure you're not eating those sugars or the added sugars to your diet. That is definitely going to deplete the calcium, the magnesium, the minerals in your body. And that, if you're often getting spasms and cramps, muscle spasms throughout the night, I would say that's definitely something you want to check into. And again, so balance that. You don't want to just add a bunch of supplements like magnesium and calcium thinking, I can still go on and eat the crappy diet, because it's just going to create a definite deficit in your body. So be mindful of that. Right off, just looking at those are the two things that I would do immediately. In terms of muscles and stretching them out, and I would look at, with your lifestyle, are you wearing shoes that are cramping your toes, that are super tight so your feet cannot move, your toes cannot move? Do you have bunions? Do you have scar tissue around there? And so we have tools in our toolbox that we could use, like the stretching, myofascia rolling, even just gentle massaging of those. I love teaching the foot washing with the ball, and so I will link those videos as well. Do the foot exercises that I've shown where it stretches it helps the feet separate the toes and extend those. You can go up the wall with the toes. Those are things that you can do. Oh, I would say anytime you have a situation like this, when I'm working with someone who has a specific situation, I don't want to throw everything at it, because then we're not really finding out what's working. So do this as like an investigation and really go at it with a flashlight instead of a sledgehammer. A lot of times we think, okay, we're in pain, I just want it to end, so we take a pill. That's kind of the sledgehammer. Take a flashlight and be investigative, like, what's going on? Oh, I ate that, or oh, the covers are really heavy tonight and I put on extra because it's cold, so they're really heavy and pulling. Oh, let me get that off. And when you discover that, what you're doing is you're now mapping out a plan of action that's workable. And when you start doing this to all of the areas of your life, you will be less reactive and less looking for that next quick fix, and you'll be more investigative and interested in your own well-being and take those actions. So that's why here at Yogilachi we are really focused on that holistic approach, that whole approach to wellness, and health and happiness go hand in hand. And if your feet are not happy, yes, I understand that. You will probably be in a crabby mood. So do take action on those. Let me know how it goes. Let me know what works for you, and keep us posted. Until next time, make today amazing.